Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss the memory-based question of CSIR net and question number 24. Question is consider f from R2 to R defined as fx comma y is equals to 4x not equals to y x minus y whole square into sine of 1 upon x minus y and 4x is equals to y function value 0. Question is which of the following statements are true, and this question is from part C. In this question we have to find out the true option. Okay, and options are f is continuous at 0 comma 0, f is differentiable at this point, and f has a partial derivative fx that does not exist at 0 comma 0, and fourth option, that is f has a partial derivative fx continuous at 0 comma 0. Now for this question, as we have a function defined this way, and for continuity at 0 comma 0, we have to prove that its limiting value of function at 0 comma 0 must be equals to its functional value, that is f 0 comma 0. Now for value of f 0 comma 0, we notice that x is equals to 0 and y equals to 0, that is x is equals to y, and we know that from given function x is equals to y function value 0, this implies that f 0 comma 0 equals to 0. Now after this we have to check the limiting behavior of function at 0 comma 0. Now trick is that if xy tend to 0 comma 0, we have to notice that chosen any path gx comma y equals to 0 which passes through origin. Now limiting value of function at 0 comma 0 equals to limiting value of x minus y whole square sine of 1 upon x minus y such that x not equals to y. Remember this point. If x is equals to y, we not do this. We only do this for x not equals to y. Now this implies that limiting value of x minus y into limiting value of x minus y into sine of 1 upon x minus y. As we know that for any path gx comma y equals to 0 that passes through 0 comma 0. Now for this path which passes through origin, limiting value of x minus y as xy tend to 0 comma 0 always tend to 0. Similarly, limiting value of x minus y sine of 1 upon x minus y when xy tend to 0 comma 0 always tend to 0. This implies that whole limit tend to 0. This implies that limiting value function at 0 comma 0 equals to 0. This equals to function value which is equals to 0. This implies that function is continuous at 0 comma 0. This implies that option A is correct. Now as we know that fx 0 comma 0 equals to limit s tend to 0 f0 plus h comma 0 minus f0 comma 0 upon h. It's a predefined. Now this can be written as in this way. Now from the given function f0 comma 0 equals to 0 and f h comma 0 equals to h square into sine of 1 upon h where h not equals to 0. Now this implies that fx 0 comma 0 equals to limit s tend to 0 of h square into sine 1 upon h. This h cancel with this h because h not equals to 0. This implies that limit s tend to 0 of h into sine of 1 upon h. It's the standard result, and this limit always tend to 0. This implies that fx 0 comma 0 equals to 0. Similarly, in this way where that fy 0 comma 0 equals to 0, where fy 0 comma 0 equals to limit k tend to 0 f of 0 comma 0 plus k minus f 0 comma 0 upon k. Now come to further discussion. As for x not equals to y, function is this. Now partial derivative of this function with respect to x, and this plus this implies that fx is equals to 2 times of x minus y into sine of 1 upon x minus y minus cos of 1 upon x minus y for x not equals to y. Now from previous discussion we have fx 0 comma 0 equals to 0. Now we notice that the limiting value of fx as xy tend to 0 comma 0 does not exist because fx is equals to 2 times of x minus y sine of 1 upon x minus y. This limit exists when you apply xy tend to 0 comma 0, but this limit does not exist. That's why its a whole limit does not exist. This implies that limiting value of fx at 0 comma 0 does not exist, but its functional value exists. That is, fx is not continuous at 0 comma 0. Now for this question, we also have to check the differentiability of f at 0 comma 0. As we know that the procedure of differentiability in a two variable, that is f h comma k minus f 0 comma 0 equals to h into fx 0 comma 0 plus k time of fy plus square root of h square plus k square into phi. Implies that h minus k whole square into sine of 1 upon h minus k is equals to square root of h square plus k square into phi. This implies that phi is equals to h minus k whole square into sine of 1 upon h minus k upon square root of h square plus k square. Notice this value of phi. As we know that f is differentiable at 0 comma 0 if limiting value of phi at 0 comma 0 tend to 0. Now from this we notice that this limit tend to 0 as h comma k tend to 0 comma 0. That is, our function is differentiable at 0 comma 0. Now from given options, option A is correct, option B is correct. F has partial derivative fx that does not exist at 0 comma 0, but it's exist. That is, we have fx 0 comma 0 equals to 0. This implies that option C is incorrect. F has a partial derivative fx continuous at 0 comma 0, but not possible. That is, option D is incorrect.